So we mentioned why you should do home parties, and we also mentioned where. The next thing I wanted to talk about with you was what to bring. I usually bring 2 of our Usborne boxes full of books, no matter what age group most of your, the guests in your party are. You want to try to bring books for at least a few for every age, because they're all going to have siblings. So I like to bring my family's favorite books, and that's what I think is really important for you too. You want to bring books that you're excited about. You want to bring books that have inspired you and your family, and so that's what you do. So I often bring this book. Always I bring a That's Not Mine. It's one of our most popular series, and so I always bring a That's Not My book. I always bring a Wipe Clean book. This is again one of our most popular series. It's so unique and beautiful. I have kept this pen in my book because I use it for my home parties, so I haven't let my kids get into it, which is an important point. You want to make sure that the books you're bringing are not too well loved. This one, which we like to recommend now that All Better isn't available, you definitely don't want to bring books that aren't available to buy, that are out of stock. This one, the little spot for the mouse is missing. The mouse has been a little bit well loved in a few of the pages. My kids have that mouse has really been all about the house. So you want to make sure that the books you bring aren't necessarily new condition, but they need to be in good condition. I always bring a peek inside, look inside, and see inside. This happens to be our customer special right now. If you have any of the customer specials available, you want to bring those. But I like to talk about our different levels of flat books, and so I try to always bring those. Always the Shine a Light book. It's one of our most popular series, and it's so exciting to show in person. Kids love to look at this book. If you have any of our new books, you want to try to bring those as well. A few of them at least. So Nibbles and Americanly, wonderful books, really popular. Then for the early readers, I try to bring the Starting to Read pack. I've gotten a lot of positivity from bringing the My First Reading library, and what's great about this is it's a high price point, so people really like to see it. So if you have it, it's great to bring. You definitely want to bring some readers for the older kids. I always like to bring a Billy B or a Hey Jack, because a first chapter book can be really intimidating, and so parents like to see that there's only 50 words per page, nice big font, pictures. They really like to see those. I always like to bring some of our nonfiction. I especially like to mention that this series, our Usborne Beginners, which is only $4.99, is amazing. 32 pages, beautiful pictures, and it has internet links. I always bring encyclopedias, especially if you're doing elementary age or a homeschool. You want to bring books for education, and so that might be what you fill your second box with. I like to bring always one of our phonics readers, again for the learning to read age. And another book that our family has loved so much, and I love to point out, are one of our dual readers, so I always usually bring this one. We love the dual readers. We love that it has a CD. We love that there's a little ducky to find. All of these things are great to be able to show people the quality, the uniqueness of our books. That's really important. So you don't want to bring your whole library. 2 boxes is more than enough. Some people might want to bring less, and that's totally up to you. As you can see, I had all these books packed in one box before I started the video. There's some I didn't even show you. Again, with books that you love. My husband's on submarines. This penguin goes through the deep ocean in a submarine. I love this book, and so bringing books that you love is great. As far as activity books, I always like to bring one of these because my daughters are really enjoying them, and so I love to share that with the people at the guests at a home party. More of our sticker books. I love to bring these. So you want to bring at least 1 box of books. Like I said, like to bring 2. And then the next thing I bring is my materials. So I'll show this to you really quick. I have found that I need at least 2 to 5 of our full catalogs. I don't give this out to each guest, but to have them on hand has been really good. So I always bring that. I have my home parties file, and what I make sure I have every single time I go to a home party is a catalog for every guest. So you want to be in good communication with your hostess, doing that hostess coaching, knowing how many catalogs you're going to need, and then a couple extra. On the outside, I always have prepared a sticky note for the notes that they're going to take. And when I hand someone a catalog, I will hand them a catalog with a pen. You want to bring pens. So I'll give them a catalog and a pen, and then I'll mention what's in here, either for the whole group, or if they're late, I'll mention to them individually. I'll say, here's your catalog. This is a customer information form. I'm going to do a giveaway. And this is the order form if you would like to place an order. And I like to say it that way because I feel like it's less pressure. Here's your order form. If you would like to place an order, here's the order form. You want to make sure that the catalog you give them has your information filled out on it. Often people have taken this with them. You want to make sure they can get in touch with you. You want their order form to have the information about shipping and your customer name. Your consultant ID on there. I live in Hawaii, and so shipping is, I've had some experience with shipping to Hawaii, and so I've made sure to discuss that in detail at my parties. The other thing you want to make sure you have is hostess packets, because you're definitely going to want to get bookings from your party. So I'll have a hostess packet ready, and if someone books a party, I'll give them that my hostess packet includes a catalog, this form which is available in our bookstore, the Guide to a Successful Party. I always give them a couple extra catalogs in case their friends might want to, can't come to the party but want to place an order. And I explain this to them as I'm giving it to them. There's also, this is available in our Thrive Drive as well, the Usborne Books and More frequently asked questions, because again, we want to be asking our hostesses if they are interested in the business. And so that's all in there, and I give it to them. Thank you for booking a party. So I have my hostess packets available. I also always bring my new recruit information. If someone's interested in the business, you want to make sure you have that available for them. If someone is very interested, I would probably give them a hostess packet with one of these, and then make sure I have their information on their customer form, and so I'm able to contact them. Another important thing is the out of stock list. You want to make sure you have, I mentioned out of stock books before. You don't want to bring books that are out of stock, but you also want to know what books are out of stock, so that when someone's giving you their order form, you can say that it's not available, but I have another idea. You always want to give someone another idea. I also printed this off because my current catalog doesn't have our mid-season books, so I printed off the mid-season titles. Okay, I want to make sure I went over everything. Okay, so the next thing I bring is I made this little script for myself. I wrote down my points on note cards, and I punched a hole in it and put my ring in it from my prize giveaways. I always have these with me, and so I made my script. So once I've given out all my catalogs and people, have come in, I will do my script, and we'll talk about that in the next video. What is the next thing I bring? I want to make sure I have my calendar. In case someone wants to book a party, you always want to know your available dates, and so you want to have either a printed out just calendar with your dates highlighted, your 2 next available dates, or you want to have a calendar with you, because if someone wants to book a party, you want to be able to do that right there in the party. Okay, so I think that's everything you want to bring. Oh, the last thing, I mentioned a prize. I always like to do a prize in the party. If you don't have something small to give away, because often a home party will be connected with a Facebook party, and so I'll only give one prize between the two, but that's totally up to you. So I always give a prize though in a home party. So it could be something like this. It could be one of our mini books. These are also available in our bookstore. Or you can draw one of those customer information sheets and you could give away free shipping. So those are some ideas. So that's another reason why the customer information form is important, is because I do a prize, and that's something you could do too. Okay, I hope this video was helpful, and let's chat about it in the comments. If you have any more questions, we can chat about that.